let's get started, and I'll explain as I go along how this works. The first house deals with your identity. It's traditionally called the ascendant, the rising sign. So it's the face that you project out into the world. It's the way that other people perceive you. And it's also the way in which, you carry yourself. So it's your personality, for example. This here is the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is somebody with a lot of plans, a lot of ideas, and there is also a sense of optimism and idealism as you enter the month. And this is the way that other people perceive you. Okay, illusion of grandeur is something that comes up. It's the message that comes through with this card, and it's also somebody who is very, very idealistic, and they have a lot of plans. They have a lot of new things that they want to implement into their lives or to bring forth into the world. The advice when it comes to this card overall is, do the proper research, make sure that the plans are feasible, and make sure as well that you're not looking so much at the big picture, and logistically make sure that all the little details are in place. Getting all your ducks in a row, getting things organized, and getting things grounded in a practical manner is going to serve you well coming into January and for the rest of this year. Okay. Overall, this is indicative of, your attention being pulled in many, many different directions. There are a lot of things, a lot of, I feel like a lot of projects, a lot of things on your plate already. So you need to focus and triage and see what's important, what needs to be taken care of first. And you also need to delegate very, very well, because this is pretty much, hitting the ground running. Okay. The second house is, we have here the Two of Cups. And the second house deals with your finances as well as your value system. First of all, the Two of Cups, this is a card about, seeing eye to eye with another person. And I feel like it's a card about compromise, okay? It's a card about partnership, compromise, seeing eye to eye with another person. So as it relates to your finances, this is a card about signing contracts, things being started, things being initiated. And I feel that you're coming in very, very hopeful and very emotionally fulfilled for this month as it relates to your career and your even your money, how you're making your money. So this is a card about fairness as well. Whatever the work that you put in, you're going to be adequately compensated. So just make sure that you're not sleeping on the job, you're not, idling or committing time theft. So whatever you put in, it's going to be returned to you in the same manner. Okay, so equal exchange of energy is what I'm feeling. As it relates to your value, learning to compromise with another person, seeing things from a different viewpoint is going to be necessary and required for you. And I do feel that, softening your approach a little bit, being a little bit more mild and being a little bit more willing to show others that you understand where they're coming from. When you, if you have to say no for whatever reason, learn to soften the blow just a little bit. Okay, so seeing both sides of the equation, that's going to be coming through very strongly for you as it relates to the values that you want to espouse for this month. The third house deals with communication. It also deals with siblings. So let me talk about this person as a sibling first. Some of us are only children. Others of us have confusing relationships with siblings, okay? And then there are blended families, step siblings, and all of that. Whoever it is that you consider your siblings, this is showing up here as a person, a bringer of news. So we have here the Page of Wands. This is a younger person from you. So possibly, somebody younger than you, a sibling that is younger than you. This is somebody with a lot of ideas. They usually, I think of this as a messenger. Pages are messenger. And they have a lot of ideas. They want to implement something out into the world. They want to it seems almost as if they have something they want to prove to the world. And I feel that one of the things that you're going to be called upon if you're dealing with a sibling that is like this, you're going to hear messages from them. You're going to hear something, and possibly they're living at a distance from you. And I do feel they have some, income generating endeavors that they want you to partake in. They also might need funding. They might need support for whatever reason. They might need somebody to bounce ideas off of. This is someone who's very, very adventurous. They have a habit of starting things that they can't really finish. They are very carefree, optimistic, and I feel like they might have many, many ideas. They're also very creative. I feel a sense of distance between you and them, and I feel like for this month they're going to be coming through communicating with you heavily. Okay, so it's an overall lighthearted, good energy, and I feel a lot of optimism associated with this card. As it relates to communication with the Page of Wands, the Page of Wands is somebody who, once again, is very, very I want to say optimistic, carefree, and what you're going to start to see happening in the communication sector is a lot of people from overseas or even, long distance communication coming in very, very rapidly. A lot of these things are like realistic, and some of them are things that you can't possibly take care of right now. So they're pretty much telling you don't scatter your energy and be a little bit more directed as to which projects and which people you want to communicate with. I do see they're saying foreign tongues, foreign lands, foreign tongues. So there's a lot of communication with people like this in general. And I do see like having to do a lot of gesturing, having to use body language in order to convey an idea or a thought. Okay. Communication is going to be generally very positive and very good overall for this month. And I feel that you're getting your point across in a way that you are an air sign and you're ruled by the planet Mercury. So overall, what I'm feeling here is a little bit more of an assertive energy is going to be required of you when you're dealing with others. Okay, so it's overall very positive though. Fourth house deals with family, the family that you grew up with, the family that you're creating for yourself or hope to create for yourself, as well as it deals with the mother. Okay, so we have here the Page of Cups, and it's interesting because I believe the same card fell out, but it fell out reverse for Aquarius, so this might be an air sign thing. First of all, let me talk about the mother figure. So the Page of Cups, this is a person, this is an energy of a person, a lot of soulful communication and things like that, because once again, pages are messenger. They bring an aspect of themselves when it comes to, the message that they're hoping for. There's going to be a lot of healing as it pertains to the mother. There's going to be a lot of good communication coming through as well with your mother. There's going to be support, mutual support, I feel, from you to them and from them to you. And there's going to be, peace offering. If you have been estranged, you're going to come into contact with this woman, and she's going to be a little bit softer in her demeanor. She's going to be more agreeable, easier to manage, and, pleasant to be around. So there is a big shift here for reconciliation, for healing this relationship as well. Okay. And what I also feel is usually I'm getting a big hit here about spiritual energies, and especially for those of you whose mother have passed on. I do feel some divine protection, some kind of guidance, some type of blessing coming through from this person if they have passed on. Messages coming through spiritual channels that can be through dreams, that can also be through intuition, guidance, and things like that, to teach you how to relate better to your own children as if you're a woman, as you assume the role of the caretaker. Does that make sense? So some insights into how to handle young people better, some insights to really, I guess, activate your maternal instincts in order to take care of people or to be able to sympathize with somebody and to be able to put yourself in their shoes. So I do feel some spiritual energy that is driving you to do the right thing and to be a lot more sympathetic and to open yourself up emotionally to really understand how to help people or how to, take care of your own children if you have children. Okay. So you can be a male or female watching this. If you have your own children, there is spiritual energy, especially if a mother has passed away, coming through. As it relates to your household environment, I feel like there's a lot of love, there's a lot of support coming through from family. So siblings, the family that you grew up with, the people that you grew up with and the environment that you grew up with as it relates to your family. There's a lot of mutual love and support, congratulations as well, I feel, and an outpouring of love and soulful, heartfelt communication. As it relates to the family that you are living in right now, I do feel that there is this person involved in your family unit. So the Page of Cups, this can be your child. This can be, I'm sensing, this is a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I feel like they crave a lot of attention, and they need a lot of love, and they are generally very, very affectionate. Okay. Oftentimes this is kind of like the bringing a new pet into the household as well, is what I'm feeling. Bringing a new pet, adopting a new pet, having a new addition to the family as well. Okay. And I feel like it might be just animals rather than real people, but something like that related to your household environment. So it looks really good. And I feel like it's, you're making your home more comforting, either by, buying furniture rather than buying stylish furniture. You might opt for more comfortable pieces to decorate your home. And I feel overall, a lot of you are going to spend a lot more time at home entertaining guests rather than going out. Which takes us to the next sector of your life. This is the 5th house. It deals with creativity. It also deals with children, creativity, how you entertain, and the things that you find entertaining and the things that you enjoy. Okay, so this is more on the excitement type of energy. It deals with the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles in the reverse position. One thing I want to advise you all is, first of all, this is shown up in the reverse. This deals with financial security. And they're really urging you, and they're trying to tell you here that if you are struggling financially for whatever reason, if you feel almost as if, I wish I could save up, I feel like a lot of your expenditures is going towards, entertainment and, going out and things like that. So this is an area of your life. If it's not taken care of, I do feel that it's going to be a cause for concern further down the line. And with the 5th house as the King of Pentacles in the reverse, it basically means, trying to curb your spending in a way where you're not finding ways to entertain so that you're not, burning like a hole through your wallet. So just be careful about that. In terms of social dating, the 5th house indicates creativity, fun, excitement, and things like that. This is a person that you might be dealing with. You might be going out on dates with, going to dinner with, entertainment, like movies and dining and dancing, etc. And I feel like it's a person here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And this is somebody who's not financially stable. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Plan dates, plan activities, or plan whatever it is in a way that it matches your pocketbook and their pocketbook. So you might be feeling very good. You might be wanting to go out. And whatever you plan might exceed the means that this person permits for him or herself. So it's just something to keep in mind about. On top of that, I do see a little bit of I want to say somebody who's not carrying their weight as well, somebody who is either not as reliable, or they're just not they might be quite extravagant without the financial means to back up their lifestyle. So you might be dealing with somebody like this. It's not a relationship partner, I feel like it's just somebody you're hanging out with on a regular basis, or you're doing recreational activities with. Okay, it could be like a best friend, could be it's just somebody that you're dealing with in this sector of your life, going out and things like that. All right. Once again, the 5th house also rules children. So I feel like there might be children in your environment if you are somebody that has children, where they're kind of being a little bit reckless and irresponsible, and they might need some financial assistance coming through from you as well. So it's just somebody a little bit reckless, a little bit extravagant. And I do feel very, very stubborn as well. Okay, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Now the 6th house deals with health, work, and your daily routine. We have here the Death card, which basically means a major, major, major transformation through this entire house as it relates to health, work, and daily routine. Your daily routine is going to change drastically. Whatever you were doing before, I feel that it's going to be a lot more regimented. So for example, before, you might have had dabbled around with a million things. Now you're going to need to like focus your energy, hone in, and do one thing at a time, or even like one long project at a time. So I feel like on the daily day-to-day living, there's going to be some major shift, and I feel that the shift is going to be better for you. Your career house is very lit up with the Magician here, and I'm going to talk about that later. So I feel like maybe a lot of you are very busy, so you're hiring people to do services for you around the house. And I feel very strongly, having to stay up very late to get things done as well. So your sleep habits are going to have to be routinized, and your daily activities are going to be monitored stringently. And for some reason, I feel that you're going to be transforming as well. Your health situation, there might be a little bit of a health scare here with the Death card. And I feel like shortness of breath. I feel like heart murmurs. And I feel like fainting spells, being a little bit overwhelmed, mentally taxed, being a little bit physically taxed as well. So I see fainting spells and things like that. So just be careful, get yourself checked up. It's the beginning of the new year. It's always good to get checked up at the beginning. That way, you know where, what areas need a little bit of a boost. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. As it relates to your work as well, a lot of you might have recently entered a new job. And I feel like, because we have contracts being signed in the money house, there might be a new job. Either, you're starting a new job, or you are transitioning, waiting, like ending one job and starting another. So I feel a lot of you are going through some major transformations as it relate to this house. And it looks very positive. I don't feel there's anything bad. I feel like, change is usually good. Change, and overall the rest of the cards look good. So I do feel that, time management and somehow having a little bit more control over your daily activities, that's going to be important coming into. Now your 7th house deals with relationships, in love and in partnership, like with work and things like that, business partnerships. Okay, so partnerships in love and partnerships in work. Usually this is a marriage house, so we're not talking like social dating falls in the 5th house, and usually 5th house, 11th house, relationships, heavy, like long-standing relationships, marriages, partnerships, are usually represented by the 7th house. I have the Hangman in the reverse position. So whatever conflict, whatever situation where you were kind of like not really sure how to progress, how to move forward, I do feel that you're going to be able to have some resolutions, to have some type of a breakthrough, so that you know or understand thoroughly the state of your relationship. Okay? The Hangman in the reverse is usually a situation where I feel like we're going to have to reach a state of enlightenment to understand where our partner is coming from. So if you've been having problems, and December, I believe it was December 14th, there was a full moon in Gemini as well. Full moons in Gemini, full moons especially, it brings up like an emotional culmination, right? And so whatever conflict, maybe like, I almost feel like whatever conflict, whatever was the boiling point, and it's not going to apply for all, but for some of you, I feel that there is going to be some resolution. So you're no longer kind of like you're no longer stuck waiting in suspense. You're going to know how to proceed. And I feel like whatever came through is going to be bringing about, a lot more harmony within your relationship sector. The 8th house deals with joint finances, and it also deals with, well, for the purposes of this reading, I'm going to focus specifically on joint finances, but it also rules, the house of the psychic house, sex, death, regeneration. And when we have here the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands, I just want to say, like, I feel a lot of you are either romantically or sexually involved with somebody at a distance. That's the first thing. I feel like you are also fantasizing, thinking about somebody from a distance, or communicating with them electronically. That's the first message that came through with this card. What is also coming through as well in this house as it relates to joint finances? This is a person. So, you know, like joint finances basically means that you have financial dealings with another person. If you yourself are some completely self-sufficient, living like you're on an island and you're not linked up with somebody else, this might not apply to you. So the first message about long distance communication, relationship, or fantasizing about somebody, that's going to apply to you. But if you're just, you know, you have joint finances with another person, this is a relationship card, and what it means is that it's joint finances, but somebody is like making all the money. That's what I'm sensing. So it's like somebody is, I feel somebody's making all the money, but somebody else is handling all the expenses, or like the expenditures. So I feel that, you know, in some ways it can work where one person is busy bringing in the money and the other person takes care of how money is practically spent. And then on the other extreme, it can be very unbalanced as well, because one person brings in all the money, but the other person is spending as if it's joint. So I hope that makes sense. This is a partnership card, but it usually indicates, you know, one person bearing the responsibility of it while the other person is not around.